amazing. Come on in, Dave. Oh my God! Let's
Just drop that one.
There we go.
There we go.
Whoa! Look at this.
Get it all?
We got it all. No problem. This
All right.
is beautiful. All right. So, Olga's Cup and Saucer. First and foremost, you deserve a lot of credit because you guys pretty much started that kind of renaissance in the jewelry district.
Yeah, Olga's has been there for, it was 20 years in that location this July.
So you're celebrating 20 years.
20 years. Prior to that, in Little Compton, started in Little Compton in 1988, and on a farm down there, and then moved up to Providence into the jewelry district into a renovated service station.
So 20 years for anybody is amazing. I mean, that's a legacy. It's a long time.
It's pretty good in the restaurant business.
Absolutely. And like you said, from that area, that was a service station.
Yeah, and it was definitely a time when it was not particularly well populated with business and industry.
Right. So now, fast forward that 20 years.
Right.
You've got this vibrant scene happening.
Absolutely, yeah. We've got a lot of new players coming in the mix, which is great. I mean, I think competition makes for a better choice for customers. I mean, and for people that want to come down to Providence, there's a lot to choose from in that little area.
But I think it's also you guys can feed off each other in that sense, is that someone's going to Olga's in the morning, in the afternoon they may want to stop over to the district, the village, or even dinner.
Absolutely, yeah.
We can't bounce around from each other. Yeah.
We can't do cocktails, so that opportunity is available for everybody else.
That's awesome. So, what did you bring today? Because this is I can't talk enough about. I mean, I was telling Dave I went on the Instagram. If you look at the Instagram, you feel like you want to run to the place and order everything you see a picture of.
Yeah,
so
our pastry girls do a good job curating that. On the pastry side, we've got, these are all blueberry. I've got a blueberry pie bar, which is a real treat. You can see that. And then this is an interesting cake. This is a blueberry basil cake.
Basil?
Basil, yeah. So it's a really great flavor combination. And then the last one over here is a blueberry peach upside down cake, which these are all just taking advantage of the blueberries which are in season now, and we get those from a lot of times from Four Town Farm and from Barden Farms, both local growers that have a fairly good supply of blueberries right at the moment. And up front here, we've got our Thai noodle with grilled tofu. This is one of the most popular items we have on our lunch menu. It's a standard for Olga's, and one that is very well liked. Usually have enough left to take home for.
Yeah, I was going to say, looking at it, it looks like a massive dish.
Yeah, it is.
So I could see, I mean, another great thing, I mean, I want to talk about Olga's as a whole, but these items are amazing, and these are the type of things you can run in, grab to take home, or you can sit down and relax at Olga's.
Right.
And speaking of relaxing at Olga's, let's talk about like the atmosphere. I'm going to pour you a little bit of wine, but let's talk about the atmosphere, because you got some beautiful things happening over there. That courtyard.
Yeah, we've got that the luxury of having a very green corner in a very urban area. So it's all nice and plenty of shade. It's nice and cool, and even on a brutally hot day. Today's beautiful down there. It's not that hot today, but on a really, really hot day, it's still a nice place to sit outside and enjoy lunch or breakfast in the morning.
And there's little cafe spots that you got the seating set up in
Right.
little groups and things.
Yeah.
It's absolutely perfect. You don't even feel like you're in the city when you're sitting in this. It's really a gem of a spot to be able to be outside and have over there.
Right.
So it's a great spot. And then inside, so walking into Olga's is your cafe style. So when you're going in, you're walking up to the counter, right?
Right, you go up to the counter, you place your order, and basically either get it right away or we make it and then bring it out to you when it's all said and done. And you have a choice of indoor or outdoor seating, obviously depending on the weather.
Right. Now, one of the big things that I was getting a lot of great feedback, and I got people right now telling me, they're texting me saying, I'm starving looking at all this. Thank you, Sherry. I'm starving too, I know. But you have this ability, and you just mentioned some of the things that you're locally sourcing, like the blueberries. So you guys work with a lot of local purveyors on different levels, not just bringing the ingredients in, but you supply as well.
We do, yeah. We have a fairly good sized wholesale business. We wholesale bread. A couple of places that use our bread are New Rivers, Avenue N, Basta down in Patuxent Village.
Really?
Yeah, we've got a.
I don't do the bread so great at these places when I go and look at it. So I went in to see Dave yesterday, and I went in late in the day, which was my first mistake. But the bread is spread out. You have all the breads in it, like all the great signs that you have describing the breads. So this Kalamata olive.
Right,
Sorry.
it's actually, there's two kinds of olives in there. There's a green olive in there, and there's a black Kalamata olive in there. And it's a sourdough bread with the two olives in there, and it's got a really, really great flavor.
Now I want this even more. So the
Slice
bread's
it up,
alone.
toast it up a little bit.
Yeah, that's the bad Italian in
Excellent.
me, is that I could eat the bread, cheese, and wine all day long.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I know, nothing wrong with that.
Bread is
until
good.
I still can't anymore. But from the standpoint of that, you've got to be making what, hundreds of loaves of bread a day, right?
Yeah, several hundred loaves of bread a day between what we sell and use in the cafe and what goes out to our wholesale accounts.
That's amazing. Now, you deal with a lot of different creativity going on. Let's talk a little bit about where the name came from, and what does she do now?
There is an Olga.
There's an Olga. See, everybody, there really is one.
Olga Bravo started in 1988. Her partner Becky joined her a few years later, and they're both MFAs. Olga has an MFA from RISD, and Becky has an MFA from Alfred SUNY in New York, and they're both artists.
So what's an MFA, just so everybody knows?
Masters of Fine Arts.
Master of Fine Arts.
And so they take their artistry not only from the ceramics and the sculpture and the painting that they do, but bring it right to the food. So they open the cafe there, and now Olga teaches pretty much full-time at Johnson & Wales. Becky does some teaching at JWU as well. We've got a team in the cafe that run the counter. We've got a chef in the kitchen. He does our pulled pork and does a lot of does all the soups. And then we have a pastry team that works during the day to create these beautiful items over here. And then we have an overnight bread baking team as well. So
you've got a lot happening.
There's a lot of people in there.
It's never a dull moment.
Yep, it's a 24/7 operation basically.
I mean, and the fact that they're pastry instructors now with the beautiful products that you're putting out at Johnson & Wales, great school by the way, that's a fantastic thing. So you guys are giving back in more ways than we can possibly count at this point. But let's talk about the menu. So you mentioned you have a chef, and we've highlighted the fact that you've got the pastry and the lighter things, bagels and such in the morning.
Right.
But in the afternoon, you guys have still got a great business going on over there, and people coming in for lunchtime items.
Right, we're pretty well known for our paninis. We do a fair amount of panini business. We do a Cuban sandwich, we do a vegetable panini. We've got a pulled pork sandwich. The chef spends a lot of time making pulled pork, marinates it overnight, slow smokes it,
Wow.
barbecues it, bakes it off in the oven, pulls it apart. And
It's a process.
it's a process that when it's happening, I try to stay away from it because I don't want to pick at it too much. But it's really, really good. So and he works with like Big Train Farm. We get produce in from Big Train Farm, and we use a lot of we get stuff from the farmers markets that we do. We bring that back.
So when you go to the farmers markets, you're participating as well as
We
purchasing
do.
from
Yeah,
them.
we do 3 farmers markets on Saturdays: Hope Street, Newport. Casey Farm down in Saunderstown, and then on Wednesdays we do Newport again.
So you're spread out.
We do, yeah.
And that's a great, because then you're giving people access to something that comes to the city that can come to you with these
We
farmers.
bring Rhode Island, we don't like to leave Quidnick Island without an overnight bag. So.
Well, cheers to you guys. This is
Cheers.
Fernaccia from Italy, so good
Thank
stuff.
you very much.
Now, so breakfast and lunch, you're closing what, 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon? When do you guys close on?
Yeah, kitchen closes at 3 o'clock.
Okay.
We close at 4, so we're not going to chase you out. And then on Saturday and Sunday we do brunch from 9 to 2.
Nice. Okay. So is the brunch menu different than what we've kind of just talked about?
The brunch menu is different. It's more brunchy. I can't rise to the level of that chicken and waffles thing that folks from the district.
That was a
brought
beautiful
over.
presentation, wasn't it?
Yeah, that is going to make me go over there and get that. But we have French toast and omelets and poached eggs and all the traditional brunch items.
So I've been over there on a Sunday for brunch, and it was actually the beginning of the summer. I want to say it was end of May or beginning of June, and we sat outside. I have 4 crazy kids and my wife, so
Okay.
your menu was so friendly across the board in that regard that my kids were loving it. Between every item you just mentioned, we were sharing things and sitting outside of one of those larger tables you got under the umbrellas over there, and you have a perfect menu for that.
Great.
I mean, it's seriously.
I'm glad to hear
Well, no,
that.
but it's because it's comfortable. It's not like you said. There's some like the chicken and waffles. Yes, I could eat that all day. But if I'm
Right.
going with my family, that might be a little more difficult to get them to try to have that. So I think from a relaxation standpoint and the style of what you do, it's very comforting to be over there for that. So talking about the locally sourced again, is this an important component to you guys? You're participating in things, and then you're also bringing things back. Is that something that's been founded over there with you?
I think it's as a small business, in a very foodie city and state,
Right.
it's really worked out well. You develop these relationships with folks at farmers markets and through wholesale business, and it helps to work together and work with each other to grow each other's businesses.
So when the chef's putting together these menus, he has that in mind, obviously.
Yeah, we're definitely seasonal. We want to be as seasonally correct as we can. So the blueberries today,
Right.
in a couple months, we won't have any blueberry items anymore.
Okay. So from a pastry standpoint, to me it seems like there's dozens of stuff every time I come over there. How many different types of things are you carrying at a time? Because you've got cakes, right?
Yeah, it's it is a lot, but there is some reason behind it, and some of the items have similar bases,
Okay.
and it's adding different ingredients to expand the variety. Like we have 3 scones a day, but they're not the same 3 scones every day.
All right.
Two are the same, and then one changes every day.
Oh, okay. So you're saying you could go in there on a Monday and you're going to get something different on
You're
Wednesday.
going to get a different scone on Monday than you're going to get on Wednesday.
Okay. And then from the same selection of this, I mean, is there things that are staples that stay on a regular basis, and then the other items that are more seasonal?
Some of our cookies are real staples. Like we make a cowboy cookie, a peanut butter cookie, and a chocolate chip cookie. And we'd probably have a mutiny if we didn't have those every day.
Yeah, I would think so.
So those are good basic items, and people come in looking specifically for those, and they're there every day.
All right. Somebody's asking me right now, how many different kinds of bagels do you carry?
We carry 2 different kinds of bagels.
2 different kinds of bagels.
Yeah, we have a plain sourdough bagel, and we have a seeded sourdough bagel.
Okay. So bagels, breads, you're not going to remember any of that stuff. Pastries are absolutely amazing. Now you know you can have lunch, and it's brunch already Saturday and Sunday.
Brunch Saturday and Sunday.
Awesome. So last 2 questions I got for you, and this from your perspective of your chef. We kind of gave you a heads up on this. So from your chef's perspective, and even from your own, what would you say are an item that someone should not miss? Like, Aaron, what's maybe one of your most popular items in the room? Tough question.
He'll tell you the pulled pork. I mean, he's really proud of the pulled pork. That's his signature item for Chef John. I'll tell you that one of the favorites I have is the BAT, which is a bacon, arugula, and tomato sandwich on grilled sourdough bread. I really like that. But I'm also a fan of the chicken Caesar salad as well. So
That bacon arugula right there just got me hungry all over again. And then the only other question I had just before we end was that from a delivery standpoint, catering standpoint, there's people that call in, like businesses, local things that you're able to take care of that?
yeah, we can do catering for small groups. We do it mostly downtown Providence. Sometimes go up to College Hill and
Okay.
stuff.
All right, great. So that was another quick question I had. So kind of more of a limited delivery thing, and you're better off going there. You're going to get to see everything. That's like
Yeah.
half the battle right there, is getting in there to see it. It's just in your eyes, then you're going to walk away with more, but it's okay. It's a great thing.
That's
It's a great
the
thing.
plan.
Well, thank you so much for joining me today. It was awesome to highlight you. Congratulations on the 20 years in this space, but almost close to 30 overall, we said, right? So,
It'll be 30 overall in 2018.
God, so 20 years in Providence then. So
Yeah.
congratulations and great job in getting that area started up, because you guys have done well over there.
Well,
Thank you for joining us.
thank you very much.